It's just bullshit, man. They just get. There's nothing. I can't describe it any other way. They just get to it.
Just give you a little like, and then
couple taps. You turning off.
But my pants were down longer than they should have been. All right, guys. Got the script for tonight. Cameras are still off. Live stream's not going yet. Yeah. Did we post to our stories yet? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Let me check.
Yeah, so here's your script. You can just go off that. I'd say don't do any sort of improv or like just stick to the script. Don't deviate. Right. Yeah. I got it all planned out. So.
Yes, sir.
Cool. We've got a good track record.
Phone's on silent.
Yeah, whenever you're ready. All right. And welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast, episode 16. Sorry we're late, guys. We were on our way to the podcast recording studio, but we got sidetracked when we stumbled upon a construction site, And Tyler had a bright idea to play a game of hard hat hockey with some of the equipment lying around. We were having a great time until Cole accidentally set a jackhammer flying through a nearby window.
Holy shit.
Yep. Hey, man. That was you, not me.
And those are heavy.
We quickly realized we had to make a run for it, but before the construction workers caught us and ended up getting chased by a group of angry tradesmen. We managed to lose them by hiding in a dumpster, but unfortunately the dumpster was being picked up by the garbage truck. Yeah, crazy.
My God. Wait, what happened next? I already forgot.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you did have that concussion.
We had an impromptu joyride throughout the city, narrowly avoiding getting crushed by by compacting the trash.
So God. And finally, we can only laugh like it was so traumatic.
And finally jumped out just in time. We were covered in garbage and a little banged up, but thankfully we were able to make it to the studio just in time for the podcast. We apologize for the delay and hope you enjoy the show. Note: I would like to remind you that this is a fictional story and should not be reenacted in it.
Oh my God. Phone's fucked.
Off the script. This is LooneyBin Podcast, unscripted. But that's really why we were late, though.
That's really why we were late.
We were waiting for LGBT
to get the script ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Nate's got to check the damages.
No, it's okay. That thing's industrial. Wow, guys. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Oh, welcome back to you. 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Baby's fine. Everything's good.
Boy or girl?
Neither.
Damn.
Yep.
My bad.
Yeah. We forgot about the third lesser known intersex baby. Yep.
Innie or outie?
Neither.
In between.
Shit, my bad.
No belly button.
It's just a straight like
just flat.
I can't even.
A straight sheen.
It's a straight Martin Sheen.
Well, I'm Tyler. I'm Eric.
And I'm Cole.
Yeah, I forgot the introduction part. I realized that. I'm Preston. What else is there to say?
Well, I think we were going to talk about mouth stuff, right?
Yeah, mouth stuff tonight.
A little bit of mouth stuff.
We had a lot of mouth stuff happening around here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I kind of talked about it with them, but for the viewers, I've been feeling like... Okay, well, first of all, who knows what a tonsil stone is?
I feel like I kind of know.
I do not know what a tonsil stone is.
Okay.
Do you have tonsils?
Do you think
No.
you've ever... you don't have tonsils?
No, I had them out when I was in like first or second grade.
Why?
Are you a big strep kid? Or
I had
is it
strep
just
once,
big,
but it was
or-
in my legs.
Wait,
Yeah, the one time I had strep, I was put in a wheelchair. Yeah, I couldn't walk. Yeah, it was in my legs. It's honestly a miracle I can still function.
Wait, what does that mean?
I
don't
didn't know you could get strep in your legs.
It's a bacteria, right?
Oh,
Bacterial
yeah,
infection.
Well, it's bacterial or viral.
Is it or viral?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had strep bacteria in the old legs.
What'd they do?
Damn.
I don't remember.
Horse
Dude.
tranquilizer?
They put me on hella antibiotics, I guess, and I just eventually got better.
And you were in a wheelchair?
Just to get to
For
the
how
fucking
long?
couch. I didn't get to keep the wheelchair.
Were you rolling
That's a
around
rip-off.
school with the
I
wheelchair?
don't remember. I think I slept a lot. Like the memories are really blurry. I think, but I survived. So
Wait, were you allowed to go to school since it wasn't transmissible?
After I was able to walk.
I don't believe it. I think that they did some sort of science experiment.
What?
Are you sure you didn't have polio?
No
I've
polio.
never heard of strep in the legs.
Strep in the legs. Strep in the legs.
Strap legs.
Well, I have tonsil stone in the mouth.
Damn.
Yeah, and basically, they're these little white stones of just shit that I don't even know how they happen. They just happen, man. They just
in your tonsil?
Yeah, your tonsil's kind of like a fleshy.
Is it like a
got little.
blackhead?
It's
You kinda
porous.
give it a
Yeah,
It's
kinda like a
porous.
zit.
And you can pop it, and this one I took a picture and I showed Nate before the podcast. It's gotten pretty big. I'd say mine is probably this big right now.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
maybe I've never had
Like
a
your
tonsil
average
stone.
hailstone.
But normally they're like a pin size. Like
Oh,
mine
okay.
normally are like kind of small, and you can kind of just they kind of just come out, and you're like feeling me out. You kind of take it out. You're like, what the fuck? And then you kind of just flick it away. But this one might require surgery. Like I might need.
Finally get those tonsils out, huh?
Well, maybe,
They
but
might just go in and give you.
that's what I'm saying. I might need a little
pinch.
tweezer.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just get rid of everyone's tonsils.
What is the point of a tonsil?
I don't know.
Well, I
think
mean,
it's part of the immune system,
It's
right?
the same thing as the appendix, I only got mine out because it
Burst?
No, it didn't burst. Thankfully, it was like pretty close.
And you're at risk of dying if that
But
happens.
yeah, but it's just like there's no reason to like perform surgery if you don't have to.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember I couldn't breathe well when I was sleeping.
I thought it was in your legs.
I had two. This is separate. This is a separate.
Is this a tonsil
incident.
stone?
Did they consider removing your legs?
Honestly, I wasn't in on these conversations. I was pretty much. I don't even know if I was conscious yet. This was like, like young child shit.
You don't think you were conscious? Oh wait, this is
Like
separate.
you wake up and you realize other people are people too, and everything's like,
Yeah.
you're in a society and all that.
What was your first memory?
Throwing up.
How old were you?
2.5.
Are there any pictures of this memory?
No. So was it real?
So it was real then.
Who knows?
What's everyone else's earliest memory?
I think my earliest memory is playing golf outside with my dad. Like a little plastic.
And you were
little
how
tyke.
old?
That's so nice.
I was like probably 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Not even.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of early memories, but I know that I had one when I was like 1 or 2.
What? I don't believe that.
Hey, this man got a
No
34
way.
in his ACT. Believe it.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm not
believe
saying
it.
I have a good memory. Like I
Prodigy child.
don't remember a whole lot of stuff, but I just remember I really liked my Bob the Builder birthday cake. Honestly, it might not have even been mine. Might have been my brother's, but
Yeah, I remember my Clifford birthday cake too. It had a candle that you could push, and then something came out or something. I think the little blower blowed.
Yeah, they just unleashed this little lower load.
Yeah, lower load, blower blowed. But guys, every time I move my tongue, I can feel this tonsil stone. And if I open my mouth, you can see it.
Wrangle it out.
Well,
Whoa! I can see it from here.
what? I think I'm blind. Oh, well, I can see it. Yep, it's in there.
Where am I? Oh, okay.
Isn't it huge?
It was pretty big.
Yeah, man. I can't. I just need to get it out. Like, I was putting my fingers down my throat before we started. It just is annoying.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I just know the thing is about tonsil stones, they make your breath just rank.
Right.
And so I just know that I'm just like
And it's just
with my breath
toxic
with my breath tonight. Like I just know it. I woke up at 4 a.m. today because I had to shit really bad, and I brushed my teeth after I was done shitting because I was like sitting there on my phone.
Because you were just disgusted with yourself.
Yes, exactly. I was kind of mouth breathing while I was shitting, and I was like, "Whoa, this needs to go away." Brushed my teeth. Woke up for my shift at 9. Brushed my teeth again. I haven't brushed my teeth since. Might be a mistake, but yeah, man, I need to get this out.
oh, the Minute Clinic, day of yesterday, you could hop in. It was like $80 with my insurance. You just hop on over there.
What happened in the
What?
Minute Clinic?
Oh, I've got my stomach and throat issues.
My tremors.
as people do.
as
Hey,
people do.
the tremors are something else. That's probably from the high blood pressure. Nothing
Wait,
too bad
so
though.
you went to the Minute Clinic?
Yeah.
Do you not have a doctor?
Not over here. I actually haven't had like an actual doctor that I go to regularly for probably since I was in like middle school.
No shit.
Same. Can
like
I be
the
honest?
same
I don't
doctor.
feel like we need doctors
Whoa.
at our age.
Isn't that like an alt-right pipeline?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying we need doctors.
No, I don't trust any medical staff except Minute Clinic. If they're in the Minute Clinic, then I trust them.
If they're not in a Cub, I don't
CVS,
trust them. Yeah.
CVS
Hey,
preferably.
this was Target.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I'd rank that lower than a CVS.
Yeah, I take Cup
It is a
Foods over
CVS.
Target.
Target works with CVS.
Oh, true.
Do they? Oh yeah, there's CVS
Yeah.
pharmacies inside
Yeah,
Target.
Dinkytown Target has a CVS in it. I was
What
there
do you
today.
prefer, a standalone Subway or a Subway and a Walmart?
Honestly, Subway and a Walmart.
Yeah, they got like the
No
pizzas
way.
and shit in there.
If I'm gonna eat garbage, I want it to be just the dirtiest filth that I can
No,
possibly
no.
scrounge up.
No. You say that now, but once we get you in Dinkytown Walmart, you'll say something else.
As a Subway man, Walmart Subways are they're like
Scary.
underneath the totem pole.
Bro, I knew a dude that worked at a Walmart Subway in high school. He is now married with one kid.
That's
so
insane.
That's what happens, Steve.
That's what happens. And that's what happens when you eat there, too. So, Tyler, would you go to a Minute Clinic at the CVS pharmacy inside a Target?
Inside a Subway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the CVS in the Target. What do you mean? I was just there
He
yesterday.
will do what he did.
All right, back to my alt-right take, though.
Please.
I just feel like when do we ever go to the doctor? You know?
I don't know. I go to the doctor.
For what?
A checkup. You got you look at your skin. You're like, is that the way that's supposed to be? Check out, go to a dermatologist, get your moles checked.
Okay, yeah. No, I get that. But,
Like,
have you
you
ever,
know.
you go to get regular checkups?
I don't know, once a year or so.
I mean, you should. I
Yeah.
see. I know the value of it.
Dude,
I definitely should.
I mean, I know the value of it, too, but I don't do it.
Dr. Bang's a G. Like, I'm excited to go see him every year.
You have a doctor? Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe I'm missing the personal
relationship.
Yeah, it's more than just a.
Someone who already knows what your balls look like before you pull
Exactly.
your
Like,
pants down.
I think there's God. Oh,
bro, I remember when we were going to Malaysia and we had to fucking do the. So
You
when you
go
go
physical?
out of the country, you have through a school, you have to do like a study abroad physical, whatever. They want to know that they're not sending someone that could spread the bird flu to other
Right,
people over there.
right.
They want to make sure you're
You're chilling.
yeah.
and it's to pass liability off of the school.
Basically.
That's what I learned when I went and did mine.
Okay, perfect.
The doctor was like, this is completely for them to push it on me. I'm gonna make that clear that that's what they're doing in this appointment right here. You're fine.
He
Just
said,
look at the CDC website.
I'm not a Minute Clinic. You're just a number to me.
And I remember I was just in that appointment, and yeah, they get to the ball shit, which it's just ball shit, man. They just get. There's nothing I can't describe it any other way. They just get
Yeah,
to
they
it.
just give you a little and then
Couple taps, you turn and cough.
but-
and
My pants were down longer than they should have been. I'll tell you that.
What you just
He
didn't
just
pull
went
them
on to
up?
the next thing, like, all right, we're gonna do blood pressure and
you
heart
just-
rate and
he never told you to pull them up, and you never
down.
called him to you.
No, that's what I'm saying. You didn't let me get to it. So we do the ball shit. I can't believe I've never told this. I kind of forgot about it, honestly. But we do the ball shit, and
How many times-
it's just bullshit. They kind of they kind of. Don't
They just what?
I don't know if I ever had pinching happen.
No, they do. They kind of squeeze. They kind of feeling them around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just doing a
I
little.
don't know if they're
recon.
pinching. Yeah,
a little fondling.
I thought you were going like this.
but
What the?
They want to
No.
get the exact dimensions.
yeah.
Get the caliper out.
And then, so he's doing that. He was whatever. He's blah blah blah. We're good. We're done with the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, all right, well, let's start let's look at your ears.
Let's do it all over again.
No, he's like, let's look at your ears and nose. He's taking all the shit, but I'm still standing there. Just cause he made me come over to him. So you're sitting down at the little chair, at the swivel chair. The desk is right here. He's swiveled out to me, so I'm standing like this, right? My pants are down, and then so he's like,
Oh wait, I'm the
"You're the doctor,
and
you're
I'm
the doctor.
sitting?
You're sitting."
Oh,
and then he
okay.
he did the ball check while you're sitting, and then I'm still standing there. He goes, "All right, let's go do the ears." And I guess something in my head, basically, that wasn't the cue for me to pull my pants up, right? I needed all right, you can pull your pants up
Yeah,
now.
you needed
kind of like a
please.
Lutheran in church, you may be seated, right?
You may pull your pants up.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. So he then gets up out of his chair and like walks over to do grab the ear shit, that's like hanging on the side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
What do they call that? There's not a stethoscope. It's like an
The ear
otoscope.
shit, dude.
I don't know, whatever. Ear shit. And like, he's over here at this point, right? But I'm still standing here like this with my pants down. And so he's like, all right, let's do your ear shit. And so I did a turn. And then he was like, all right, you can pull your pants up. And I was like, okay, thank you. And so I pulled my pants up. But yeah, they were down longer than should have been.
Fun.
It was honestly, I had a moment when I turned 18, and you can't see your old doctor anymore. Do you guys ever have that?
Yep, I did.
Yep, we graduated from Dr. May Rand. This old man, kind of looked like he should have been like Peter Parker's boss, kind of like that type of looking dude.
I had Dr.
Like
Ralph.
he was gonna turn into like a villain, into a creature.
No, like
Give me pictures of Cole's balls.
like the guy.
that kind of deal.
Does Peter Parker's boss turn into a villain? Turn into a creature?
No, he's not a villain. He's just
He's just an asshole.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that guy.
I'm
That
thinking
guy.
like at Oscorp and stuff. 'Cause I think in Amazing
Oh,
Spider-Man.
no, we're talking about OG.
Oh no, we're talking
Oh,
about
okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
whatever, that guy. And then we switch over to Dr. Vague, and then for the first time, there's a whole new man
And he just
telling me
doesn't
to
do it
take
the
my
same
pants
way.
off, and it's just different. It's just
You
different.
miss
You
it?
know,
Would you say you miss it?
No.
Okay.
No,
it feels
And, like, you have
different.
arthritis.
Can you give me a little?
Nothing quite like the first, right?
Yeah, nothing quite like the first.
True.
I most recently went to urgent care like last year. Maybe within the year, because I kept having like persistent chest pain, and I was just laying low, like probably didn't think it was anything, and then it like Cole knows, but then it just continued for like over a week,
Mhm.
and then I was like, what if I was dying? And then I
remember having that conversation
Yeah, I went
with
to
you.
urgent care, and then I got in pretty quickly, which was nice. But then we did the whole. It was like did chest X-rays, did a
Oh my god.
KGB
KGB?
EKG.
EKG test or whatever, which was all kind of spooky, and then
Right.
Is that like a KSG?
like the shotgun from Black Ops 2.
I think it's nothing like that,
It's
Gotcha.
nothing like the shotgun from Black Ops 2.
All right, thanks.
but it is like HGH.
What the
What?
hell is that?
All right, continue
Is
with
that
your
like
story.
HGTV?
The joke didn't land. It's okay. Continue with your story.
Anyway, and then they did that thing, and then the guy who came in specially to do the EKG, he looks at the thing and he goes, well, it's nothing too terrible, and then he walks out.
Dude,
That's the classic.
I would
That's
be
the classic.
terrified if I was sitting
Yeah, it's
there.
very. I don't know. I may have paraphrased slightly, but it was like it's nothing too bad or something. And then he walked out, and then there was like 10 minutes before my doctor came back in and told me it was all good. But I don't know.
Were those 10 minutes you're just like, man, I have an enlarged heart, like,
Yeah.
what?
Dude,
And
yeah.
what was wrong?
Nothing. I don't know. It was a medical anomaly because he thought it was maybe like a muscle thing, but then like there was no incident. But
Huh.
Did the pain just go away afterwards?
yeah, after like another day or two. So kind of an anticlimactic story. I didn't.
Yeah. Didn't die,
Didn't
obviously.
die.
Nothing too bad. Like, I feel like if you get that response, though, from a doctor, like, that's how you know things are actually fine. It's like, yeah,
it was
well,
kind of like a casual, but it was like definitely something you probably shouldn't say.
just like hey, you could be better.
That reminds me. Last
Couldn't
time
we all be better?
Last time I had blood work done, I was just sitting down with some nurse, and we get to the end, and she's like, "Oh, yep, you're okay." And I was like, "Can you elaborate? Like, why is it just okay? How do I why is this not optimal? Why is this not perfect? Why is this not great?" And she was just like, "I don't know. You're in the spectrum for okay." And I was like, "Where? Like, like can you?"
On the bottom side
Yeah,
of okay, on the
am I
good
on
side
the
of
good
okay.
side okay? Like, what's going on? She's like, and she just like didn't give me anything and left. And I was like, damn, kind of like want to know if I'm
You're like, I'm not the greatest.
where am I'm not
just-
the, I'm
I'm
not
just
the
okay.
greatest. I'm just okay. Like come on.
And then she got paid $500 for that hour, and
Yeah. And I went
you
home.
learned nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how
More
doctors
anti-doctor
are.
sentiment.
They're like, you could either, oh, you could have this, and this, and oh, also it could be this. Probably not though. And all four of those things he listed are like life threatening.
Yep.
And he's like, but it's most likely strap in the legs. And then you're like,
Hey,
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's life-threatening.
Did you ever like you're going to the doctor, or like school doctor or something, or like you ever just like have somewhat inside that you kind of like you wanted something to be wrong, so you felt validated about like how you felt, or
Right.
not? Like you went to the school nurse, like I feel terrible, and they're like, I guess not even just the part of wanting to go home and get out of school, but it's like you want to be right. You didn't want to be making it up.
You didn't want to just
You go,
be.
please
some
tell
kid.
me I have an over 100-degree fever.
Oh no! Every time I wanted it to be nothing, and I just got out of school.
Oh,
That was always my MO.
I feel like I went to the nurse a lot in elementary school, and I feel like that number went down as I aged.
Yeah.
I also,
Well, it's because you're around a lot more people, you know. You're around a lot of kids, little disease balls.
you guys ever
You
have
were disease
lice?
balls yourself?
No.
What? Ever have legs?
Lice.
Oh, lice. No.
No.
I remember lice check day every
What?
every
We never
year.
had that.
Check day?
You didn't have that?
No, I kind of wish we did.
Yeah, it was every once in a while. You know, it was probably like maybe once or twice a year in elementary school. They'd come in and they'd just check all the kids for lice.
Damn.
It was probably just because some kid actually got lice
Yeah,
and they
that's
didn't
what
want to
I'd say.
alarm everyone.
Oh, yep, just your drill.
I feel like that's how they either just told us like my parents probably got an email. It's like check your kid at home or something.
I remember getting those emails.
They didn't
my
have
parents
strangers
talking
come in
about
and feel up our heads.
it.
They
Yeah.
weren't strangers. They were just like the
The nurses at the school, yeah.
Strangers.
I don't know.
From
And
the
they
lice
just go in with a little
department.
popsicle stick and they dig in your hair for a little bit, and then they'd be like, "All right, you're good." And I'd be like, "Sweet, I'll go back to recess.
Thanks for taking my recess away.
Yeah.
I'll go read my book
Thanks.
again."
You were reading at recess?
Well, no, I just they
Well,
might have pulled you
no.
out of something unimportant, like reading books.
Right.
Yeah, screw doctors unless it's the Minute Clinic and
Let's
also
not read books. Yeah, fuck
Got
it.
it. Just another alt-right pipeline.
Yeah, there's 2 off our list for this podcast.
Yeah, don't read and don't trust doctors.
Yep. We'll go live
Unless
off.
it's in a Target CVS.
Yep.
No, but you know what I'm saying though? Like, I just don't go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of in the same boat as Eric. Like, I have yet to have maybe there is something wrong with me. Like I haven't had that moment yet where I'm like,
Right.
maybe I should take advantage of this service.
Right.
Well, you've been living with me for a year, and you know that it's taken a year for me to go. So
I think it's a good thing to do.
So you're saying I should go.
Yeah, just go. Just if anything, just to say hi and build a new bond.
Right. And touch some new balls.
be like, "Well, I'll see you in another year."
Yep.
What kind of benefits do you get at Valley?
I don't know. I'm not full of time there.
So none.
Yeah, none. The
Yep.
best kind.
Hey, you got free merch though.
True. I got free merch and free subscription to the TV provider.
There you go.
So I'll pull up the wild game while I'm getting my balls fondled by the doctor.
There you go. Way to spread the love.
Yeah, literally. I'm just so shocked. Like,
You never
I'll be honest. I haven't been to the dentist either in 2 years, as well.
That you should probably do.
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like they just clean my teeth every time, and then they're like, "Oh,
Do
you're
you do
good."
the fluoride?
Yeah, I get the fluoride.
The fluoride's great. You got to do it like every 6 months.
Does it stay on your teeth for 6 months?
Yeah,
I thought once you were an adult, you did it like once every year.
Okay, once a year, do your
Something
fluoride.
like that. Yeah.
I also just like not prone to cavities and like.
I mean,
turn,
I've never-
turn the
hard
frogs
to
gay.
get
That's what it's for.
cavities when you don't go to the dentist.
Yeah.
That's a new hack.
True. So you
never
can't
had
get
a
COVID if
cavity.
you don't get tested.
Or you could be like me and you have a cavity and then you get it filled and then the fucking filling comes out and then you get it filled again and then it comes out and then you're like, all right,
that's just
all
part
right,
of getting
dentist,
filled.
this is the last
It always
time.
comes out.
And then it comes out and you're like, well, I'll go to a new dentist. And you go to the new dentist and they're like, oh yeah, they were doing it wrong. And then they give you one and then it comes out and you go, all right, well,
Maybe you just have like acidic saliva, Tyler.
I must. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
something to do with my upset stomach.
Were you guys cavity prone as a
Yeah.
kid?
Never had one.
Never had one either.
I remember when I had my first cavity. I have one. If you're back there, you can see it. They did the silver filling on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 5th grade. It's almost like
Devastated.
no, I literally was. It's almost like you get COVID after this long, like your first time getting COVID after 3 years of the pandemic. It was like that feeling, like I survived it for 10 years, and I had one that they were like,
Yep.
oh, I don't know, man. We got to keep this one. They would like label it like yellow or whatever. Like they'd be like, this one's a problem one, but we'll keep an eye on it. And one time,
They finally
did it.
said.
and then the dentist, Amy Johnson is her name. God bless her heart. I think she still works there. I'll see her never. But she basically kind of rolled back her chair and she was like, you know, Preston, you do have a cavity in there. And I was like, what? I was just so like, no, this can't be happening to me. Like, me. And
Everyone
she goes,
else but not me.
and it's on a permanent tooth. And
Oh my god.
I was like, I missed my slot to get cavities, you know?
Right.
I got them too late in the game. Now it's a permanent effect.
For the rest of your life.
I remember, like, we got out of that appointment. I had to go to like a baseball game after. Went to the baseball game, played, and like
That was your flu game.
yeah,
Cavity game.
true. My cavity game.
Hit 5 home runs.
5 home runs and caught 3 people stealing. And my mom like is in the front seat and she's like, "Well, Preston, like."
It's over for you. We're dropping you off at the farm and we're not looking back.
I remember she was kind of just like, the dentist told me you got your first cavity, and I was like, yeah. Like I was literally crying in the back seat.
no.
And I was like, damn. And like I had to go in to the next appointment, and they had to make that one to fill it, and blah blah. And that's all there is. But you ever smelled them grinding your teeth down? Well, no, you haven't.
It's the worst.
Oh, Tyler has because he has a cavity.
Yeah, it
smells like
burning.
Bro, it smells like something weird, bro.
Well, it's because they're literally in there just grinding down your tooth.
Yeah, it's
That's
just bone.
fucked.
Dude, it smells so weird because it almost smells like, I'm trying to like think of the smell. It almost smells like if you were to, it's like if you were to grind down tile. Like in a,
Yeah.
it almost, and you can see it. You're sitting back, you can see like the dust.
The mist.
Yeah, of like the bone being grinded.
Brutal.
You know what's the worst part of it for me though? Is I don't know why, but Novocaine doesn't work very well.
What?
So they'll have to go in and inject me with some, and then they'll come back and be like, all right, we're going to test it. And then they'll like poke me. And I'm like, all right, well, I still feel it. You can stop poking. Let's stick another needle in there, buddy.
Oh, jeez.
Bro, Novocaine is the shit.
So it's always just like by the end of, if I ever have a cavity, like half of my face is numb. Like it looks like I had a stroke. Like I start drooling out of the side of my mouth.
you guys see
Because they have to just load me up with so much Novocaine.
I've heard that smoking weed does that to you.
Well, that's not what it was from.
No?
My sister has the same thing.
Damn.
So unfortunately, is a familial thing.
That's brutal.
For my
You
sister,
learned
it's
something about
like,
your sister.
well, for my sister, it's partially because she has a different disorder that kind of like affects a lot of things. It's a collagen disorder, but it also has like other effects on things. So she has like a lot of resistances to like different anesthetics. So a lot of the time, anesthetics just don't work. So she hates the dentist because she can't get anesthetics.
Whoa, weird.
Insane.
Isn't that like a thing like gingers can't get anesthetics because it doesn't work on them?
What?
That's a thing,
I
man.
think I read that online.
All right, Nate, look it up.
It's a thing. I'm telling you. Or no, they need more. It works on them, but they need more.
But they need
I'm
more.
telling you. Also, did you guys? Tyler reminded me of this when he was talking about his face being droopy. You guys see the slap competition, dude? The guy that won the slap competition?
No.
What's the slap competition?
I don't know. There's this like
So
national slap competition.
I completely
Is that a
believe
Russian
that it's
thing?
something that exists, but
No,
like,
no. Yeah, like this happened in like California, and this dude won it, and his face, like he could basically you have to endure more slaps. Basically, it's like the first one to tap out, right? So that you guys are
tennis, but to
just
the face.
giving each other slaps back and forth, and like the first person to tap out loses and whatever. This dude's face, bro. I'll tell you after what Nate says.
Yeah, so actually Preston's right.
That's right.
Redheads need about 20% more anesthesia
Yep.
to be sedated, and that's topical or like injected.
I really just thought you were
Crazy.
making shit up.
Yeah, superpower.
Damn.
It's
Well-
that mutation, man.
I don't know if it's a superpower or a disadvantage. You know, depends upon how you look at it. Can't get knocked out as easily, but also you got to suck up the pain a little bit more.
How many times have you been
Double-edged
put under,
sword.
Tyler?
Just once.
Here's his face, by the way.
Oh my
Holy
lord!
Wow. He's only got half of a face.
Yeah, it's all like droopy.
The other half is like twice the size.
Ah.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucked. Hey, but he's the slap
For the
champion,
viewers at
though.
home,
Slap
it's
king.
like if somebody has an allergy and they got
Stung by a bee.
Or
Yeah.
if you had like cauliflower ear, but it was half your face.
Yeah.
Eh,
Think about
Wow.
that one.
What were we saying though?
Yeah, when,
I don't
when,
remember.
when
What
were you
was it
put
on?
under?
Ask Tyler about
Oh
when you
yeah,
put on.
I got my wisdom teeth removed.
Mm.
I
I
got
was
my
like,
wisdom
I
teeth
don't want to
removed.
stay awake for it. I'll just get put to sleep.
You ever been put under, Eric?
Yeah, for my hernia surgery,
Oh,
but not
yeah.
for my wisdom teeth. I stayed awake for that, then drove home.
And then drove home.
I was actually.
I can't
kinda
believe they let you
disappointed.
drive home, Eric.
I only
Yeah.
got laughing gas or nitrous oxide.
Well, then they didn't put you to sleep.
Yeah,
That's what he
I
said.
did get
No, he got put to sleep for the hernia.
Oh
not
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
wisdom
Never
teeth.
mind, never mind, never mind.
Dude, I was full well expecting to like say goofy shit when I woke up from my wisdom teeth situation,
Yeah.
but I just turned into a belligerent little asshole. Like I was cursing out the dentist and my
Damn, man.
parents. I don't even know. Like it was
You
just
seized
bad.
your opportunity. I can say anything.
For my-
anytime. People just blame it on the drugs.
Like I didn't even remember that I'm driving home and I have my hoodie on with the ice packs in and like this thing cinched tight so it would hold it up
Right.
for me. You know, right?
Was it you drove yourself home too?
No, I was in the back seat.
Oh.
Kind of sprawled.
Gotcha.
He was
Oh.
riding home.
I was
Okay.
riding home. Yeah, sorry. I was being driven home.
Okay.
And I was kind of getting the lowdown, hearing the story. I was like, damn, cannot believe that happened.
I actually remember I was put under. I was put to sleep twice. Once from once for the wisdom teeth, and then once for my appendix.
Right.
And the wisdom teeth one, like it made perfect sense, like the whole timeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was laying there. They were like, all right, count down from 10 or whatever. They were like, just keep talking and then we'll, you'll fall asleep. And then I woke up. They're like, all right, we're going to give you a little pint of Haagen-Dazs for your surgery. And then I went home. Nothing funny. But then for my appendix, apparently I was in like one room and I don't even remember when they did this. Like, for some reason, I have very little memory of my appendix. Like, I got to the hospital, they like checked my temperature, they did a scan or whatever, and they're like, all right, well, you have appendicitis. And then at some point, I got put to sleep.
So at the time of your
when I was,
Are you sure they didn't steal
when
a
I was-
How old
kidney?
were you?
when I was semi-conscious, I was in like 10th grade.
No shit.
And when I apparently sometime, next I just woke up in the hospital bed and my mom was there. I was like, I gotta use the bathroom, and they're like, all right, well, we'll get you in the bathroom. But in between there, at some point, I was put into another room, and apparently I was just like thinking I was gonna die from this surgery.
Can't stop laughing.
So I just like turned to my parents and my sister, and I was just like, I love you guys. And
Oh, there you go.
it was just like a very heartfelt moment, and my sister just makes fun of me for it all the time.
Damn.
But yeah, so but I don't even remember them. Like, I guess they must have injected me with it or something, or
Yeah, when I got
The gas?
when I got anesthesia, whatever the fuck, they put it in an IV for me, and I could feel like the coldness, just like
Really?
I think that might have also what happened.
I feel like
for
I
me
got
for the hernia
gassed.
surgery.
I don't remember what it was for my wisdom teeth. I think that one hit harder for some reason, or I don't know. But when I was a little kid, right, for my tonsils and adenoids and like, I don't remember why. I think there were other things.
Yeah,
they
your
were
throat's
doing,
gone,
too.
brother.
They were doing all kinds of shit in there. They put me under, and I remember they put like a nebulizer on me with like gas coming in.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, I remember being so determined to win
Right.
against the anesthetics
Yep.
and stay awake. And they're like blowing bubbles, and like there's like 4 people all just kind of like looking down at me in the bright lights. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm not gonna fall
Did
asleep.
they ask you what
I'm not
flavor you
gonna
wanted
fall
on the
asleep."
mask?
And then I was like, then I was just all of a sudden woke up in a different room with like animals on the walls and shit. And I was like,
yeah.
where am I? What's going on? What the
there's
hell?
nothing quite like just waking
Wearing
up in a
different
hospital
clothes.
bed and you're just like, why don't I have pants on? Why is my ass in the wind?
I had a lot of tubes taken out as a kid, and like anesthesia is like different when you're a kid. Like they can't do the
Yeah.
IV, so they do the mask.
Mm-hmm.
They'd always ask me like,
How many times did this happen?
Wait,
for
what
you
are
as a
tubes
kid?
taken?
I think I had tubes. You know what tubes are? Tubes in your ears. Basically, if you just have a lot of shit in your ears, like basically earwax can become like soupy almost and like really thick.
I know it can turn into rocks.
That's only in Asian people. Look it up. Look it up again. Fact check me again. I dare you.
Am I Asian?
In the Eastern Hemisphere,
What?
their earwax is hard, and our earwax in the Western Hemisphere is sticky and soft and wet
Huh.
for whatever reason. But Yeah, so it basically would fill all this shit. Like, there'd be, I don't know, there's little canals and other shit. So basically, they put in this tube that somehow drains your ears. I don't know, they put it in, it's like this big. It's not even a tube. It's not even a tube. It's like a little pill almost. It's like pill size. They put it in your ear, and then it supposedly like helps drain it when you're sleeping, or I don't actually know how it works. This happened when I was fucking 4.
Right.
But I assume it gets the gunk out somehow. I had that done like 2 or 3 times. And yeah, they would always ask me what flavor I wanted on the mask. They'd always like have some chapstick that was like flavor. They'd be like, you want vanilla? You want bubble gum? What do you want? I'd be like, you know what? Hit me with the bubble gum this time.
You were a bubblegum kid?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And then they'd bubble gum me up. And then, yeah, I'd wake up in the hospital, little teddy bear and in the wheelchair. And I was ready to go.
This would just happen over and over again when you were young?
Yeah.
Every week?
No, like they only need to do it once you do it. Normally, kids only really need tubes like once.
Really?
But I don't know. I have bad ears. My sister also has bad ears. She had a hole in her eardrum, which they didn't know, so she like wasn't communicating until the age of 3 because they couldn't find out that she was like actually like close to deaf. So
did they fix it?
yeah, they
She
fixed
can
it.
hear
Multiple
fine now?
surgeries, a lot of surgeries.
She talks.
Yeah, she talks. She walks.
That'd be insane as a
She's
parent.
chilling.
Like, just all of a sudden, like, wait, you don't hear a single thing I'm
Yeah,
saying.
she would sign. They had to do sign language, and they thought, she was at a speech therapist this whole time, and they were like, she'll talk. Just give her time. She'll talk. Like some kids can talk, they just don't want to. That's what
Right.
they like kept saying. They're like, she can talk,
Right.
but no, she like literally couldn't hear, so she was having to like, like drink and like eat. I don't even know, but
Weird.
yeah. And so yeah, I kind of had similar issues, so I had to get little tubes in my ears.
Yeah.
Nate, fact check on the earwax.
Preston's right again.
Let's go.
Yeah,
That's
so
all part of the script.
Medical facts that you know.
yeah, so apparently it's due to a gene that is responsible for this like drier type of earwax, and it basically exists today in 80 to 95% of East Asians. And so they have dry
Yeah.
earwax, whereas African and European descendants are like 97 to 100% like wet.
Yeah, so basically,
Earwax.
you know how we get our earwax out with like a swab? Bro, I swear they have to use like a pick and a shovel and shit. They have to like,
What?
they kind of have to like get in there with
Have
a
you
little
ever
tool.
used a bobby pin?
What?
No.
In your
Use-
ear?
Yeah, the back end of a bobby pin. I was kind of that little hook shape. You can
I'm
get
scared
it in there.
to
It's a
stick
lot.
anything in my
So
ear.
it's a lot smaller than the swab.
Like cotton swab?
The cotton swab. So you're less likely to push it farther in, and you can kind of like do a little like hook pull motion if there's like anything in your ear.
I've used bobby
Heard
pins
it's
to
safer.
pop my pimples.
I've also heard that you don't want to pull on earwax though.
Really?
Yeah, because then you could pull on the eardrum, cause damage.
How far in is the eardrum?
I feel like not far.
I didn't think it was very
I've
far.
touched
I mean, you
it.
can hit it with your
Maybe
with
you
your
don't
cotton
have
swab. That's why
really?
they tell you not to cotton
I
swab
just
your
figured
ears.
it was like deeper in there.
No, you're just
I
supposed
think
to,
it's probably
that's
like
why you're
this
only
deep.
supposed to like put a cotton swab in like that far.
What?
Like just to be
I've
safe.
Definitely accidentally poked that with a bobby pin or cotton swab at least.
No,
a
you
couple
would have
times.
felt it though. You would have done it and then never done
Probably
it
would've
again.
Hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it just kind of keeps going.
What?
Whatever. I don't know.
I don't think you have an eardrum. Tyler doesn't have a kidney. You don't have an
he got
eardrum.
strep ears and he got his eardrums.
Yeah, strep ears.
When did I get my kidney taken out?
The same time you got your appendix taken out.
What?
You didn't
They
know
sell
about
it?
it.
Where's my money?
That's what I'm telling you, brother.
Brother.
And I don't know. Weird things with the doctors when you're kids. Yeah. And I haven't gone back.
You guys
This
ever
is why I
have
don't trust them.
You guys ever an ultrasound taken?
Yeah, for my hernia.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
what?
for your
Why?
hernia, yeah.
No.
For my hernia.
Well, you got to
My
know if there's a
baby.
hernia or not.
Have you ever had an ultrasound?
Did it for a hernia. Did it to.
You had
figure-
also had a hernia?
So, my mom like thought that I had Marfan syndrome. Because
What is that?
it's like this connective tissue disorder. Abe Lincoln had it. It's like
It's
common.
people that are like long limbed.
Yeah, tall, long, lanky people, like long fingers, long limbs,
Right.
yada yada. And I was like kind of in the lower end of the spectrum for like having
Right. There's a spectrum.
abnormally long things.
Okay.
Um,
Lower end of the spectrum. What does that mean, though?
like
Clip it.
you could you look at my fingers, right? Like
It,
I've got
was
kind of
low
long
risk
fingers,
of having.
but like people with
But like they could be
Marfan's
longer.
could be longer, like real.
You guys seen that dude with the
witchy
long
looking.
thumb on TikTok?
Yeah, it's fucked.
Are you talking about like what's his name? Who's the? I should know this.
I don't know.
Music major, the violinist, the really
Josh
really
Moe?
good one?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, Josh Moe. Actually,
Josh Groban.
Yeah. Thank you.
So they're like doing an ultrasound on my heart because there's a lot of connective tissue in there. And
What
like,
is connective tissue?
so like the stuff that keeps your shit together, you
like
know?
cartilage.
Yeah, so like your
Just any flesh that's not
tendons,
muscles, skin.
ligaments, whatever other
Okay,
random
connective
shit.
tissue.
So like you might have joint problems
Right.
with Marfan's, or your heart might fall apart.
They thought my sister might have had it.
So they're doing an ultrasound on me, and I'm looking at the camera, like watching all the different, you know,
Bubbles and stuff.
valves and
Ooh.
Yeah.
whatever aortas and whatnot. Kind of
Yep.
go at it, and they're like, "Well, I think you're probably okay."
Yeah, I guess. Well, that's not the worst heart I've ever seen.
That's not the worst heart I've ever seen. Exactly. Like, well, good news. It's not that terrible.
Yeah, good news, you're on the spectrum.
Right?
But you're low on the
Exactly.
spectrum.
But you're low on the spectrum. So I'm like,
So you
"Thanks,
have it."
Doc." I don't think so.
But you're low on the spectrum.
I mean, that's not exactly how it works. Like, you either have it or you don't. It's a gene.
Oh, so you don't have it.
Like the symptoms you could see on a spectrum, and then it could be that you have the
So far up on the spectrum is yes.
it's like, yeah, pretty much 100%, and otherwise it's like,
That doesn't seem like much of a spectrum.
well, it's like anything else.
Well,
like, you could be experiencing symptoms really badly and have it, or you could have it and experience symptoms not very much, and the place where the symptoms aren't being experienced to such a high degree overlaps with not having it.
We might have to draw this out.
it's kind of like
Anyways.
it's kind of like
It's like
when
a
I was
Venn
just at the old
diagram.
mini clinic.
Oh,
And she was sitting there and she goes, "Do you have a? Do you? I don't even remember. I don't even remember what she asked, but she was like, ultimately, I answered some question that was sleep related.
Just holding back.
It was something that was sleep related, and she goes, "Yeah, you're actually really high risk of having sleep apnea." So I think
Do you
it's
think
kind
you
of like
have
the
sleep
same
apnea?
idea, you know? It's kind of like I don't know.
Does
She's
Liza,
like,
does
"You're gonna
Liza
have to
talk about you snoring?
Oh yeah, I do snore, and also
Is she like, shut up, or what?
no.
Did you ever put a pillow over your
I don't
head?
think I snore like that bad, but it's like the fact that I do, the fact that every time I wake up I don't feel rested. You know, it's kind of a bunch of different things.
Those are
So-
signs of sleep apnea?
Poor sleep, yeah.
because the reason that I wouldn't feel rested and it would make sense with sleep apnea is because you basically wake up while you're
Yeah,
sleeping
you can't fucking breathe.
because you stop breathing.
Have you considered doing a sleep study?
Well, that's what I'm setting up another appointment for.
Oh.
She's like, you should probably get an actual doctor, like Cole says.
No, it's just. This one won't
I don't know if I trust it though, but it's coming from the Minute Clinic, so I think I'll agree with them
Go
on
see
this
a
one.
doctor.
Minute clinic inside an
From the
Arby's.
clinic of minutes.
But yeah. Oh, and I remember the name of the violinist I was thinking of, Paganini.
Sure.
He was a tall,
Paganini.
lanky dude with really long fingers.
I just assumed you were talking about like a Gustavus person, but
No,
I'm glad that it's
no,
a famous
it's because he could do like his music is considered like ridiculously hard, like barely
no one
anybody
can
do
reach
it.
these notes.
Yeah, and it's because people are like, well, he probably just had like really long fingers. Like he did have like really big hands and
Yeah.
long fingers.
Remember when I was playing piano? That was always the thing I was having to get used to because and then my piano teacher would tell me this. She's like, "You're like growing while we're trying to teach you these things.
Right.
So every time that you like reach from this note to this note,
It's a
different length every time because
Right.
you're growing, and so you're having to reach less and less every time. So it's gonna feel weird." And like she was telling me that like, "Oh, you don't have the biggest hands, but you have big hands." And she's like,
You're not that.
It's
big.
not. It's not the biggest, but
Hey,
it's
kid,
big.
you're not too big.
"Yeah, I don't know what I was.
I don't
fucking 13. I don't know.
Might be slightly above average.
Yeah." And
It's big.
It's just right.
and
It's the perfect size.
Perfect. Yeah,
Your
for me.
fingers are just perfect for that piano.
I don't know. That's the end of that. I don't need to finish that story.
Oh man.
Any other wacky medical stories? Anybody?
I never said my first.
Yeah, let's talk about your
Oh
hernia.
yeah.
No,
No, it's first memory.
No,
First memory.
First memory is when I got hit by a metal baseball bat in the face when I was 4 years old.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
right on this side, right? This is a scar from.
That's what that's
Who
from.
was swinging it?
one of my mom's daycare kids. Was probably
Fucking
like
hell.
4 or 5 years older than me. But Yeah, no, he was just hitting baseball. I lived on a cul-de-sac, and he was just hitting baseballs from the garage into the cul-de-sac. And then I was like there with my sister, and I think I remember my sister saying, "Don't get too close," and I got too close, and I just waddled into a full swing. And then
God, were you concussed?
I don't know.
That's
I mean, and then I just remember, all I can remember then afterwards is just like collapsing like on the upstairs bathroom floor in front of my mom or something.
Oh my god!
I don't know. And then I
Walked up to
remember
your mom and then collapsed.
Yeah, probably blood everywhere. And then I remember, I remember riding in the back of a neighbor's car to the hospital, and then also them putting like a thing on my face to do stitches, and then like stinging or something. And then and then I remember that daycare kid, like parents or whatever, get like, I got a stuffed animal and like a book or some other gifts from them because I probably felt awful about it. And then I think that kid stopped coming to my mom's daycare, and I was sad because I don't know.
You felt like it was your fault. That
I was like,
that family was impoverished. They were down on their luck. They were like, "This is the only place we can bring this kid to daycare."
Yeah,
and then
my
you just
family's
ruined
still
that.
collecting paychecks from them.
Yeah, medical sue.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that was. But I feel like I think about it now. It's like I was pretty lucky that I didn't get hit like
In your eye.
ear or my nose or my mouth. I'd
Could've
probably
lost
be.
Dude, how'd you not like break an orbital or something? Like just like your bones fucked. Like that's
I
yeah.
just ate it.
Just a meaty cheek right there.
Hey, there's
You
just
you
something
took
about
it, flew with the punch.
something about kids that can just, like, when I was little, I loved, the monkey maze, the mirror maze. You just run around in it, every year at the county fair, I just go into the
Yep.
mirror maze,
Full speed.
and full
Bounce
speed.
off the mirrors.
Full speed into it, get right back up, no crying. I literally, like, my mom was like, "Yeah, you never cried, you loved these things," but you would just run into them, and we'd all like get silent for a second, and then you just get right back up and then run into another one.
Tyler, I just love it.
It's kind of like when you have like a dog or a cat, and they lose traction for a second, and they just run into a wall, and you're like, "Well, should I be?" The first like 4 times you're worried, and then you're like, "Well, they're fine every other time." So
Well, being a kid is kind of just like being hammered for like a good number of years, right? Like when you fall and you're drunk, you don't get like as bad of bruises or less likely to break things because you're so like relaxed
loose.
and
you run
loose,
into a
right?
car when you're on a scooter, and
Yep.
Get
that's
back up.
legit.
Tyler's just unpacking trauma right
Like,
now.
oh
you know,
no, I was referencing someone else's.
If you
Okay.
fall out of a plane without a parachute and you pass out, you're like many, many, many times more likely to survive than if you're awake the whole time, because your body will completely relax and be more likely to not.
Now, what if you were, what if
That's
you went
what it is.
unconscious, but then you woke up right before you hit?
You might die.
Well,
you
that's
also might die if you
You're
don't,
also
so
pretty likely to die.
You're also
no matter
pretty
what.
likely to die
That's why drunk drivers survive the accident so often.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
because you're just like
So you're saying like as kids we're kind of jelly a little bit?
yeah,
you
you're
got a little
kinda-
jelly?
You're kind of jelly. You're loose. You may not have all the weight of the world on your shoulders. And
Right, you don't know
fear
about the world
and all this
problems.
like these reflexes of bracing from different traumas and
Right.
whatnot.
Which
It's
doctor
just-
should I pick?
Yeah, exactly. Like who's tickling my balls today? Like,
Yep. Oh, it's just me. Okay, good. Huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
First memories, man. Do you still like remember what that felt like to be hit?
No, I can't remember the
Like pain?
specifically.
To be
Damn.
perfectly
But I don't know.
honest,
I'm like honestly surprised. I'm surprised because it's like that was obviously a very traumatic,
Right.
very like notable thing because
Right.
it makes sense as my first memory. But I
But then-
I guess I'm a skeptic and I have doubts about these 1-year-old memories where it was just the most mundane sounding thing that you
Right.
actually remember
like
that.
most of the memories you have from when you're children are just like you remember it, but you don't. Like you remember remembering it, and if
Yep.
you remember remembering it so many times, it'll linger. Like I remember puking in a U-Haul and drinking one of those Gatorades with the funky caps that you have to twist.
Yep.
And that was like the earliest thing I remember. But is that the earliest thing I truly remember, or is that just the thing that I remembered remembering for so long?
Right. And I feel like memories just turn into dreams at some point. You
Yeah,
know,
they
where
just turn into
it's
dreams.
just kind of cloudy, and you're like, I can't really see anyone's face in it, but I do know what happens. And
Yep.
I know the events.
Exactly. Like you know what happens, but you don't remember it. You just know what happens because you have thought about it so many times.
It's
That's
weird
why
to think
it's
about.
so-
But I can still picture it though. You know.
Yeah, but you've just been picturing. I mean, not to like.
You're right.
You know?
I'm just picturing something.
Yeah.
I'm just making up oh, you're a kid in school and you're slipping and falling.
It's very easy
now it's
to
just any
rewrite
kid slipping and
memories
falling.
if you're convinced in your heart of hearts, you know.
That's why I so vividly remember, or that's why I hated mushrooms for the longest time, because I could so vividly remember that there was a time that I ate a mushroom and I threw up.
Yeah.
And the whole story was I was sitting down at the table. I was probably sick. And I was just sitting there, and my parents were like, you got to eat that last mushroom. You know, they were just like, come on, just eat the mushroom. And I said, no, if I eat it, I'm going to be sick. And they said, no, you won't. Just eat it. And I did. And then I just vomited everywhere, all over the table.
For a second, I thought we were talking about magic mushrooms.
I did too.
No.
I was like,
No, other mushrooms.
All right, cool.
My parents were not feeding me magic mushrooms when I was a child. But yeah, so I just hated mushrooms for the longest time. And I'm like getting over it now. Like I like the taste of mushrooms now. I still don't like the texture, but I think that's just because
it's
I
like
don't
kind of
like
a
the texture.
soggy, fleshy texture.
Yeah, they're almost meaty, but
It's a
not.
little. What were you saying?
I don't know. I was gonna say something random.
I was gonna say
All right, I messed it up.
from that memory that you guys.
Sorry to
'cause
everyone at home.
my girlfriend also has a traumatic memory. Like that's her first memory is like putting her hand underneath the treadmill to like get a ball, and then the treadmill like burns her hand a little bit.
Ooh.
But I was gonna ask you, like, so you have that memory, and then does your consciousness kind of shut off for another couple years, and then you have another memory? Like, when's your next memory after that? Do you know?
Oh my god.
Like, do you think that your brain only woke up for that memory and then kind of just shut off for a little bit longer? Or do you think that happened and now you're awake? You know what I'm saying?
No, I would guess probably. I mean, if I sat down and I really thought hard, but like just thinking, it's probably like just kind of be like very small amount of just very tiny bits and pieces, probably
Right.
between 4 and like.
So you think your
8 or
brain
9
like
or
turned
10.
on at that point? Like that's what kind of triggered your whatever? That's what I'm asking basically.
Like I became alive. I gained consciousness.
Basically. Like did that event was so traumatic that it kind of triggered your brain to either like start working and be conscious at that point?
I feel like the gaining consciousness is just a meme. Like, I don't know if that's a real thing.
It's not a thing, but like, you
in a
know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, in
Like,
the
all of a
moment, it was a
sudden-
thing that just probably heavily cemented into my brain, and it's just something I can recall easily, especially because it's something I rethink about often.
right.
Like, but when you were a little kid, before you gain consciousness, like, you're still making memories. They're just not
Yeah.
sticking for 10, 20
But
years.
if I don't know if this was a part of the question or not, but no, I don't have anything close to like concrete memories, or I can remember a lot more things from that point on. I just probably no, I can probably. I don't know. Probably from 4 to 15, it's all blank.
Yeah.
Besides that memory,
That's
it's not
probably a
until
good
I maybe
answer.
got my permit that I remember anything else.
I always say that. I'm like, high school doesn't start till you get your license. It really doesn't.
That's when I gain consciousness.
After I took the driving
After I
test.
ticked that last box,
While I was
Boom.
taking it.
I was. You passed.
What?
I did. I was blindfolded. I don't remember.
Can you believe that you created a licensed driver of someone who was not conscious? They gained consciousness after they
True.
gained.
We gotta have harder
after
laws,
you
man.
Gave them the ability to drive.
We're trademarking this. This sounds like an incredible movie pitch. Steven Spielberg, if you're out there,
And we know that you are. That's ours.
we'll be
Yeah, what's the
contacting you.
title?
You have your people contact us.
Well, what exactly is the concept in
I
a
don't
world
know.
where you don't gain consciousness until you pass your driver's license?
I don't know. Just some movie about like suddenly you gain
A
consciousness.
baby driver.
Baby.
All right.
We'll call it blind driver. Blind baby driver.
I don't know why, but this all made me think about the movie Benjamin Button.
I've never seen it.
I've seen
I
it.
don't think
I hear it's actually pretty
I've
good.
seen like clips of it, and yeah, I think it was supposed to be like a good
Is
movie.
that the one where he ages backwards?
Yep.
Yep. But it's kind of like the same idea. When you, and it's cool to see the little parallels between getting old and being young.
Right.
Where it's like, when you're younger, you don't form memories as well, and it's the same thing as when you're old. So it's like, when does consciousness really like? Is there a point where it kicks in and when it like shuts down?
Interesting. Never thought about it shutting down.
Yeah.
Like, are
Until,
you
like, you
more
die.
like obviously that's like a big thing with Alzheimer's, but like, is it, is that actually a thing where it's like eventually your consciousness kind of
Fades.
How much of
Yeah.
consciousness is memory, though?
yeah?
I'd say a
another-
fair
Because you could
amount.
argue that, like, I am the most lucid and conscious when I'm not thinking about forming new memories or thinking about the past or thinking about the future. You're just literally
in the moment.
completely in the moment, just taking in your surroundings. Like, you're not really thinking about anything, but you're very conscious of everything going on around you,
Right.
almost.
So a ridiculous thing about the Benjamin Button movie, if I'm remembering it correctly, and I think I am, is so he's born like a baby, but he's like a very wrinkly, old-looking baby.
Yeah.
But then at the end, he goes back to like he looks like a regular baby.
A regular
Like
baby.
he goes from like being like a younger like human regular sized like teenager, but, but he's really old, and then
Yeah,
he
like a
shrinks
teenager.
back down into being
Wait,
a baby.
what?
Well,
But it's not like he
it's
was-
like a time skip,
It
You
wasn't-
you go
no,
from
that
he
makes no
goes from
sense,
being a
but-
teenager and then he shrinks back down to being a little baby.
Where's all the mask
He should
go?
have
Is he
died
shitting
as
it out?
a regular like 80-year-old sized man that looked like a baby.
Yeah.
That's what should have happened, because he wasn't born.
You can't go baby
He wasn't
to
born
back to baby.
the size of a 75-year-old man. You
No,
see what I'm saying?
I see what
Yeah,
you're
I
saying.
see
though.
what
I
you're
think
I
so.
don't know.
Why did he
Maybe,
shrink
maybe it's
back
his
to baby?
metabolism kicks in,
No, can't go back to baby.
No, I'm saying.
I want to see
he
the
should've-
wrinkly
he
baby now.
He should have died like a 6-foot baby.
Yeah, 6-foot infant.
Wait. So I've never seen this movie. So let's say that he's like 14, right? Is he like the size of a 14-year-old, but he's like got a beard and he's old and he's
Yeah.
scraggly?
Yeah, he looks like
so
he's like
stupid.
60 or something.
That's so stupid.
It's ridiculous.
But he's like 4 feet tall basically or something, like whatever he had in his growth
Yeah,
spurt.
I
it's
don't
like-
remember.
It's like normal like
Right. How old-
size
wait, how
growth
old
like that, and then
growing
he goes
up,
back down.
but he looks like he's an elderly person, and then but then I
Is he
guess
a
he
wrinkly-
shrinks back down to baby.
Nate, does he start out as a wrinkly baby?
He does. All right. but
All I know
we'll
is the
look for-
soundtrack to the movie is goated. That's all I've heard.
Maybe his mom just has like
Also, was the term
C-section
Benjamin?
that just fucking comes out just massive. Like she just had like a huge
Well, stick
belly.
to one thing. It's either do the size. We either need massive baby at birth,
Right.
or we
Massive
need
baby
massive,
at death.
man baby.
man baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep analyzing the truth of a movie where somebody starts out at the age of 80 and then dies when they're 0 years old. Let's
see about
find the
wrinkly
plot
baby.
holes in this. Wrinkly baby.
We see Benjamin Button baby. They make like a comment there, and it's definitely in the trailer.
Guys, wait.
in the trailer.
Is the Grinch like Benjamin Button?
No, he just had a,
Started as a baby.
He just
Well,
is a
when he's
different. He's not a who, man. He's not a who.
Well, no,
got
I'm
hair.
saying
He's a
looks
mutant.
like he looks like an old man when
Yeah,
he's a
he's
little
got the
baby.
beard and
That's
stuff like
just
that, but I
how
think
that
that's just how that
species is.
species
We
is.
don't know
Yep.
about his timeline of his life. We
Yeah,
need a
we don't know
sequel.
about the
We need
end
a
of his life.
sequel to know if he
Goes
becomes
back to baby.
back to baby.
Because I think when they're telling
Back
his
to the
backstory,
baby.
right? Those two old ladies bring him in, like they adopt the Grinch. But I don't know. I don't know what they said about him being born or was he abandoned. I don't know who his
He came
actual
well, in the
parents
live
are.
action movie. All the babies came down from like
Storks.
baskets, storks.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, guys.
All right, let's see this
Feast
wrinkly
your
baby.
eyes on this abomination.
All right, I'm ready. All right, Nate's pulling it up on the screen here.
So that movie's very long. I was like, at some points, I was just kind of like skipping and just getting like, okay, you went on a ship. Okay, he's talking.
Oh God!
That looks like a chimpanzee.
Hey, it's like the in the last Harry Potter.
Can you look at what he
movie,
looks like at the end?
Yeah, it looks like the part of Voldemort that didn't die or
the
whatever.
gross little like fetus Voldemort.
Yeah, the chicken wing.
There's gotta be like an image that like charts, like you get like a Benjamin Button timeline, like a photos collage.
Yes,
or
I've always been
something.
confused. Does Voldemort look all like weird and white and like hairless before when he was a normal
No.
person? Before he was.
No.
That was
Have you
just-
not seen these movies?
That was only after he was reborn.
Yes.
Yeah,
in
remember
episode
Tom
3
Riddle
or
in
whatever?
Chamber of Secrets.
I don't know if that was Tom Riddle. That wasn't Voldemort.
Oh, he still
Do
looks.
we need to do the letters in the sky for you?
Yeah, I know, but like at some point
So
when he turns into
you're saying
Voldemort,
when he
sells
completes
his
when he
soul.
completes the Horcruxes, blah blah blah, he's still alive. He hasn't been killed,
yep,
and he's going on his killing sprees.
Yep.
Does he look like Voldemort, or does he look like
Tom Riddle.
Tom Riddle?
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
you're saying? You know, I don't know if they ever clarify that.
Like
I'm
maybe
guessing he looks like how he looks in the movies.
I'm guessing he looks like Tom Riddle.
No, I was
He
gonna
looks
say
like-
I don't think he looks like Tom Riddle. I think it's
Really?
like
You think
as
once he does the Horcruxes, boom, you look like no nose forever.
Well, yeah, it's like you start losing like
part of
your
yourself.
humanity,
that might be
you know?
right.
Like part of your physical self.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is
he
that how
starts
that
becoming
works?
less of himself.
Maybe I should backtrack
'Cause-
on my plans.
Because like the whole idea of the Horcrux is like he's taking parts of his soul and tearing them off,
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Okay.
splitting them
You
up.
convinced
So
me.
he's kind of like losing his humanity.
So yeah, but do you think it was
Fair.
like a
Speaking of, fuck J.K. Rowling.
okay?
Just had to have
Yeah.
that disclaimer.
Yeah.
Trans rights.
But do you think he like
Also-
looked up in a mirror, like he's washing his face someday, and he looked up and whoa, I don't have a nose and I'm white.
Where'd all my hair go?
Yeah.
Do you think we're like 6 or like 10 years away from the Voldemort origin
Story? Ooh, that'd be sweet
I don't
though.
know
That
if
would
we'll
be
ever
sweet. I
do
would
that.
watch that honestly.
I feel like
Like a movie specifically about Tom Riddle.
Or a
Yeah.
series?
The thing is, I don't think it would probably ever get made.
Yeah, I don't think. I think
don't
they're
think
done with
they're
J.K. Rowling. I
they're-
think she's just
I
been
think,
canceled.
I
and-
think she would have to die, and then somebody else would have to take over.
they're like
Isn't that what
they're
they've
done
been
with that
doing?
whole verse.
No,
She hasn't been involved in doing the
Fantastic
The last
She
fan-
was.
In this last one, she was.
I think she was.
Wasn't this last one like old though? What didn't it come out like 2018?
Yeah, it came out a few years ago.
No, the
Most
Secrets of
recent?
Dumbledore came out it came out in 2022.
What?
Came out like 5 months ago.
Yeah, that
I'm
just
guessing
shows how much
she
many
was
people
still
watched
part
it.
of it because, like, I mean, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I don't even remember when it came out because it was just such a like.
Shit movie.
Well, I don't even know if it was a shit movie. Like, the first one was good. Like,
First one was fine.
but it's like I think
Cool
progressively
animals.
people started shitting on her more, which kind of decreased the
Yeah.
right.
the
Market
showing
value.
market
Well,
value
like,
of the movies.
the whole
They stopped
thing
pushing it.
is, like,
and they were
you're-
just like,
You're not releasing these movies for like new kids. I mean, you could be. I feel like a lot of that is like you're
Right. You're trying to
building
build
on-
on the fan base you already
you're
have.
building on the fan base you already have. You're
Yeah.
building on the nostalgia towards like this series
Mm.
that people liked as a kid. And if you can't pull off like aging with your audience, then
Then you're
it's
doing
just
something
gonna-
wrong.
You're kind of gonna
Yeah.
shit the bed.
I thought it worked pretty well.
And then it was fine, but like because the current like the original fan base just like, well, we don't fuck with you anymore because fuck
Yeah.
you.
Well, once
Well, it
the
was
Johnny
her
Depp shit
and-
happened,
yeah.
and then they just
It was like
Kind of
nixed him as Grindelwald, and
Also,
Yeah.
Ezra Miller. What a
yeah, what a weirdo.
Yeah, what
you
a
see
mistake
that? You see
there.
that? He only got for his last like
Who's that?
trespassing and
He was
burglary
He
attempt.
was the guy. Wait,
He's
Ezra Miller was
Flash.
the.
He's well,
was Flash.
their Flash. If we're
Then he
talking
went
about
on a
trans rights,
spree. He went a spree of
Who's Flash?
the superhero. Okay,
There's a
whatever.
superhero
He was a
that runs
superhero.
fast
You don't
called
know
Flash.
Yeah, like from the TV show.
DC?
Sure.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
a character. He's not specifically
Okay.
a TV show.
Yeah, continue.
I don't, is that
I'm
that actor?
lost.
Is just, that
What
seems to not be
actor?
helpful information. Ezra Miller. He's in the Beasts movies. He's Credence. He was like a
Yeah, Credence.
smoke specter monster that
I'll show
destroyed
I'll have
buildings.
to rewatch it
and
later.
his haircut was stupid.
I think we should watch it.
All right,
Oh, was
Nate-
he the guy with the
Nate,
weird like the stupid white
Stupid.
and
Just leave
then
it at stupid.
black
yes.
hair up there? The American
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, he was like super pasty and then dark hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, they only got charged like $900 for their last trespassing thing and
Oh,
like 10
trespassing?
days in jail.
What were they trespassing?
I don't know, they just get into a lot of trouble.
Who?
Ezra Miller.
Why? He's on a spree?
Yeah, they're just
He
they're
was
just
like,
doing shit, man.
He was like causing public disturbances and like
What?
Wait,
assaulting people.
Ezra
I
Miller
thought,
goes
and he
by that
also
now?
like had
Oh,
like
okay.
he was like running off away with a minor or
Yeah,
something.
see, right there.
all right, let's fix it. Ezra Miller goes.
I don't know that guy.
And that's Benjamin Button.
No, that's Ezra Miller. Yeah, that's Benjamin Button as a 60-year-old.
Flash.
No, no, tell you, man.
Flash.
He's DCEU Flash.
They.
Was. Oh
Yeah, come on.
That's okay. What else to talk about Harry Potter? What else? I don't even know.
Nothing. Fuck
That was
it.
that
Where
was
do
the
you even go from there.
that was the first time we strayed away from medical topics to go on that.
Yeah, there we go.
What a God, what a time. Thanks for
Well,
watching.
Attack on Titan starts on March 3rd, I think.
Really?
March 3rd. That's sooner
The
than I was
very end.
expecting.
How many times are they gonna split the end?
Well, apparently it's
Literally.
split again.
Yeah.
I know, I saw that.
So
Season
we'll see what
4,
happens.
Part 3.
Final season.
Part
We'll see what
1.
happens. You'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we're
Watch
streaming on YouTube
party.
from now on. So catch us here 7:30, 8-ish every Tuesday. And yeah, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, listen to us on Spotify. I'll be uploading those shortly. My bad. That's all I really got. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week. Stay after for after hours. And peace.
God bless you.
Peace.